Hello, viewer. We hit 100 subscribers, which is incredible. I would first like to welcome and thank you all for subscribing. I hope you find the channel both fun and informative. Second, I am sorry for the lack of content. I'm currently very busy with a number of projects, so there has not been much time for creating videos talking about how great liberalism is. But having hit the 100 subscriber mark, and the undeniable informative debate between Trump and Biden, it seems appropriate to talk about the role of debates in liberalism. Let's go. Everyone likes to hate on debates, especially on online debate bros, because debates are like team sports, so people who are drawn to it can be as obnoxious as football hooligans. For those of you who don't know, football is a team sport where the player's foot hits the ball while the fan's foot hit each other's faces. Just like any sport, if your favorite debater loses, you are angry and go online to say how the opponent used debate tactics to cheat or lie or misrepresent your guy's point of view. If your guy won, then you will do the same but on the other side. A lot of people consider debate to be nothing but a series of rhetorical tactics to convince the audience rather than make informative arguments. But debates have an important role to play in liberal societies. The debate between everyone's Facebook conspiracy posting uncle who made factually questionable statements, while everyone's favorite grandpa made many statements, some of which were coherent, may have led us to be blackpilled on debates. That's right, we are breaking out all the internet lingo over here, but debates have been and continue to be an important part of liberalism. From ancient Greek times, where Socrates would go around annoying people by asking them, why, 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 over and over and over again, to contemporary times, debates have been an important part of our societies all across time. There's a lot of pageantry involved in debates, but that is not all there is to debates. Debates are 50% facts and 50% rhetorical spectacle, and that is how debates should be. If you only use flowery language and attack your opponent, then you're just a sophist who's not contributing anything useful to the conversation, even if you are convincing. But if you stick to the facts, like a stick in the mud, like your dad, then you are too boring to convince anyone. Debates, or should I say good debates, are a balance between the two. You want to convey the facts to the audience and throw in a couple of good zingers here and there to keep the audience interested. This is something that David Hume actually pointed out in his seminal work, A Treatise of Human Nature, where he writes, reason is and ought only to be the slave of the passions, and can never pretend to any other office than to serve and obey them. So, if debate pros want to convey any information to the audience, they have to put some zingers here and there. But online debate pros aren't the only ones who do this. Presidential candidates and politicians do this too. They do this using imagery and flowery language to make their point more potent and have you guys, yes, you, remember it. If I were to ask you what you remember about Federalist 51, many of you who read it will not remember much in detail, but I bet almost all of you will remember the following statement: ambition must be made to counteract ambition. Although it is not in a spoken format, the Federalist Papers were engaging in a debate and were trying to convince an audience. So they used a mix of flowery language and argument based on facts to effectively convince others of their own point of view. But debates are not just about what famous people talk about. A lot of debates actually happen in your own personal life. In his book, The Structural Transformation of the Public Sphere, Habermas traces the changing of the public sphere, a sphere of influence between individual and the government. The argument is that as societies become commercialized and also later literate, their personal interactions become an important boundary on the power of government. These discussions did not happen in parliaments or senates, but in cafes and medias. Perhaps Habermas would be hesitant to associate the new social media sphere as part of this healthy public sphere because it lacks the important face to face element. But I think the argument can be made that even social media is part of the public sphere, healthy or not. How many of you have been convinced by something you read online? How much influence did Twitter and Facebook had on Donald Trump's campaign style? How extensively Barack Obama used social media in his 2008 campaign? Social media is an integral part of our public sphere. There is no escaping it. Trust me, I tried living in a forest alone, but apparently they don't have Wi Fi over there. How am I supposed to YouTube how to live in a forest without Wi Fi, huh? Debates are important because through discussions, challenges, and hearing opposing sides, we can make up our own mind on how we would like to exercise our autonomy. Being able to express our views without the fear of governmental persecution, i.e., freedom of expression, is an important part of liberalism. That is not to say there are no limits. You can't yell fire in a crowded theater. But different liberal societies draw the line differently, and that is something each society needs to decide on its own. Regardless, debates are important because of those reasons. But for debates to have the proper force, they need both rhetorical tactics and factual arguments, a healthy mix to keep the audience captivated and informed at the same time. Such debates include presidential debates and online debates, but also between friends in a coffee shop or even at a restaurant over Thanksgiving dinner. Anyway, thank you for watching, viewer, and again, thank you for 100 subscribers. If you enjoyed the video, click a like and subscribe button. Maybe even leave a comment if you would like. Now, if you excuse me, I'm going to find out how I can get Wi Fi in this forest.